What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. This is for entertainment purposes only. So I haven't been making too many Forex videos because I really didn't think I had anything to bring to the table. So I figure, you know what? I'm going to hang back and I'm going to work on myself. And I did that. I worked on myself this week. Big time. And it paid off. Big time. So, you know, part of my problems, or many of my problems, are, you know, you get stuck in, you know, looking for reversal points. That's one thing I gotta stop doing, is I'm always looking for that reversal spot. You know what I mean? The problem with this method is, like, let's look at GBP USD, for instance, right here. Let's go to this full screen. So you can see, like, we were in this little channel up. Usually, these break to the downside, but not in this case. And this is a big thing this is why I'm not paying anybody anymore. I don't care. I'm not paying anybody. I took a few classes, but it seems like everything that I've learned in school and learning from other people, you know what I mean? There's good information, but there's a lot of bad information too. Like this. You know what I mean? It's a probability, right? There's a chance. There's probably a bigger chance that these channel ups break to the downside and keep going lower, but there is a small chance that it can just break straight through. And then the problem with looking for reversal points, right? Because we were here. Let's say we were right here. You know, we're at this high here. This could potentially be a reversal point. So maybe I have a sell order right there. And then it shoots up a little bit higher to this high. And, oop, you just took a loss. Okay, well, maybe it's going to reverse here. Right? That's the next one. Well, you're in profit for a second. Jumps up. Oh, took you out again. Two big losses. Huge losses. You know what I mean? Because from there to there is a pretty big loss. So that doesn't quite work. So I did something crazy this week. And I know this sounds stupid, but I'm sure you guys understand. If you're new to trading, like, stick with the trend, right? I know it sounds like easy, but like naturally, I don't know, it just feels wrong. Because it's gone up so much already, it's like it can't go any further. Can it? Can it really go further? And it just keeps going further and further and further. So I'm like, I forced myself this week. Forced myself. I'm like, I don't care if I take a loss. Like, I had to be good with it. Even though it was like against my psychology, like I want this to go down. I think it should be going down. But it doesn't matter what I think or want. The market's going to do what the market's going to do. So, you know, I waited for retracement, and I entered long on GBP USD. Made a little bit of money there this week. And Aussie USD. This was a pretty decent one, too. Let's go to, like, the 4-hour here. Oh no, let's go down to the 15. Yeah. So I put a sell order in last night, right here. Like right here, literally right here. I saw this wick. Let me zoom in a little bit more. And then that's the other thing, you have to be, like, with this trade, I had multiple things telling me that it was probably going to drop. You know, Aussie hasn't been moving up like the other pairs. Like, GBP USD's been going straight up. NZD CAD's been going straight up. A lot of these pairs have been going straight. But Aussie has been going sideways a lot. It does make some moves up, but then it goes sideways a lot. And it just seems like it's running out of strength. And I saw that we kind of got some wicks here. Then I saw we came down, came back up, and we got a wick here. I entered right there, and it ended up coming down, shooting straight back up, taking out this high, which I did not have a stop loss in place because I wanted to let things play out for a minute before I set a stop. And I just let it go. And then this morning, it dropped hard. Like really hard. And this was the only thing I was in this morning. It started coming up a little bit. It came up a little bit. And I took profit and got out because this was another big mistake that I've been also doing is thinking, like there are going to be times where you catch a move perfectly and it just goes, right? And it goes and goes and goes and goes. But that's not going to be all the time. So you have to be willing to take money off the table. You got to be willing. Even if it goes further, you got to be willing to take money off the table. And that's like one thing I haven't been very good about. And GBP USD, so like, yeah. GBP USD, I sold right here this week. I mean, literally, right here. Because we were coming up to this, you see we were making lower lows, lower highs. We were coming into this resistance trend line. I knew we had resistance above us up here, and it dropped hard. And I was like, yes! And I just left it. I put a stop to break even, and by the afternoon, price shot straight back up and took me out for a tiny profit. And I'm like, ooh, that's kind of strange. But then I did something a little different. I'm like, well, let's see. Price, it tried to make a move down, right? And if we really zoom in on the 15-minute chart, you can see we had a big candle here, and then it started to slow down, right? And then we had this little wave, and then we had this huge, huge blue candle right here. And then another big wick here. So I'm like, okay, well, it had a chance to go down, and the buyers bought it straight back up within the same day. So this is probably going higher. And we have been bullish overall for the last several weeks. So why don't I stick with the trend? So I threw in a buy order right here. Right before, I mean, it seemed like a bad spot, but it was like, could this test this line and drop again? Probably, but I didn't think so. I thought it was going to bust through and go up. And it did. It busted through and started heading up. I didn't ride it all the way to the top. I was afraid of... oh, no, this is what I went for. It broke out. It came up to like here. Its price started to slow down. And I took profit here. And I was hoping for price to come back down and retest this broken trend line, and I was going to get back in long again here, but that never happened. It just pushed straight back up. So I was like, okay, that's not going to work. So then this morning, you can see GBP USD dropped, so did Aussie. I took profit on Aussie. GBP was like right about here somewhere, and I'm like, stick with the trend. Let's just stick with the trend. I entered a buy order here, pushed up, started going sideways a bit. I took profit again just a couple seconds ago, and I'm done for the week. That's it. And another part of this week is I didn't over risk. You know what I mean? I didn't do like 60 or 80,000 unit orders. I stuck to like 50,000 and lower. Some of them were 30,000, some of them were 40,000 units. I just feel like that's kind of my sweet spot in case it goes against me for a little bit. It doesn't mess with my psychology. I started the week at 4,600 and I ended the week at 5,900. So I did pretty good this week. Not too bad. So now we just gotta figure out what we think's gonna happen next week. Let's do that right now. So you'll notice on all the charts, NZD CAD, GBP USD, I mean all of them, They are extremely close to the last monthly swing high, or swing low. Monthly swing high. So looking at the dollar, the US dollar, you can see right here, this level, this level right here. You can see it was resistance, rejected, resistance, rejected, resistance, little tiny rejection, and then we broke through. And now it's coming back down, and you can see how close we are. We're not quite there yet, but we're getting very, very close to this significant area of support. So we could break through. I mean, that's a possibility. Maybe this thing does break through, come back down, you know, test this trend line, possibly, and then go back up a little bit and then drop further. Or, you know, potentially we hold this, comes up, makes new highs, which is what I think is going to happen, and then come crashing down later. Because I'm just not buying that everything is fixed. The economy is fixed. Everything's hunky-dory. We still have a war going on. You know, people are worried about how they're going to heat their houses this winter. There's not enough diesel fuel. There's not enough this. You know what I mean? I don't know. We've never printed this amount of money, like, ever printed this kind of money before. I don't know. So I'm wary, but I'm starting to learn that, like, just because you think something, it doesn't mean anything. You have to kind of see what the charts are doing and, you know, try to hop on board, basically. So I just want to be careful because we are coming into a, like, big area of support on the DXY. So basically, like, what my plan is, personally, is I'm going to be looking for Aussie USD shorts. Why? Because it's been going sideways-ish. Well, it's been going a little up, but it's been going sideways. It's been stuck within this purple box. And you can see today we had the big drop. Came up, but it did not get back to where it started. And then if you go to GBP USD, you see the same thing, except we dropped and we came back up and actually broke the fall, like that previous high. We got back up above it, and that's pretty much where we closed. And it looks like we're starting a little pennant here. So market open, this is probably going to poke its head up, and it's probably going to go a little bit higher. So market open, I'm probably going to get in GBP USD long. As soon as we poke our heads out of this little pennant that we're in, I'm probably going to throw down and just let it push for a little bit. As soon as I can get my stop to break even, and let it go. Sometimes it works, sometimes it comes back down and retests that same area that you broke, and it will stop you out. So you just have to be prepared for that. So maybe in this case, you can put your stop below, you know, this little tiny swing low here. You know what I mean? That's probably what I'll do anyway. I'll zoom in a little bit. So if this thing pokes its head out of this pennant right here, I'll put my stop just below this little guy here and let this go. And as soon as we have like a, you know, swing up, a swing down, another swing up, as soon as we have a swing low clocked in that's above my position, then I will put my stop to break even and let it go. And that's kind of what I've been doing this week. So yeah, there potentially could be some more upside, you know, beginning of next week with GBP USD, NZD USD, NZD CAD. They're probably going to push up a little bit more. So market open, I might try to get in some of those long. And other than that, Aussie USD, I'm going to be looking for a prime area to get in short. And right now, I just kind of have a sell order there, but I might move it up or down, or haven't really gone over these deep enough yet. Yeah, I'm doing this tonight because I have a TaskRabbit. No, not TaskRabbit. Sorry, I have a big side job this weekend in the Berkshires doing a kitchen install. So I'm working Saturday and Sunday. Like, I have to go sleep at the job because it's like 2 hours away. So I will have no time for YouTube. And then Bitcoin. The Bitcoins, you can still see it still looks bearish. But if and when Bitcoin hits $10,000, I will be buying the dip. I will put at least $1,000 into Bitcoin. I like Bitcoin the best because it's proof of work. It's like it cannot be tampered or controlled by any one person or entity. Like, it is how it should be. But they're experimenting with FedCoin. That is scary to think about. Because FedCoin is not going to be an open ledger like Bitcoin. It's going to be a private ledger that only they can see. And then, you can kiss your cash jobs, your little side jobs. You can kiss that shit goodbye. They're going to tax you to death. You'll never be able to get ahead. They're going to keep their foot firmly planted on your neck and keep you down where you should be. So any cash or side jobs that I can get while the getting's good, because I think it's going to come to an end at some point. And check this out just real quick. Where is it? GLDG. I bought this months ago. Down here around $1. Somewhere down here I bought GLDG. Thinking this chart-wise looked pretty good. You know what I mean? We've been in this kind of wedge going up. Boom, boom, boom. You know, it kind of broke below a little bit here. A little fake 'em and shake 'em move, but I just held. And it just came rocketing back up the last couple of months. Well, last month and this month. I tend not to check my retirement portfolio because every time I look, it's just like, oh, God. So I just leave it. But, you know, once in a while, it's good to check. But GLDG is doing good. Everything else is kind of, yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, anyways, that's it. That's my plan. See you later.